all means. Come on in. This is totally about you. This. Can you move? Can you keep?
It's not a real fire. It can't burn you. Fake fireside. Chat.
Hey everybody, it is Tracy here from Beyond Obedience, and it is time once again for Fake Fireside Chats with Tracy and Rue. Today we're going to be continuing our discussion about puppies. The last 2 weeks we talked about the things you need to think about before you even get a puppy. Stuff like what kind of puppy you want to get, why are you getting the puppy, that sort of thing. So now we're going to assume you did all your research, you've done all the homework, and now you are either on a waiting list or you know your puppy's coming. What are the things you need to think about before your puppy comes home? Things you might need to get to prepare for when your puppy comes home. So if someone were to say to me, Tracy, what's the number one thing? What's the number one thing that someone needs to do before they're going to get a puppy? My response would be a crate. A crate. You got to start looking into crates. You need to get a crate before you get your puppy home. Now, I know sometimes there's some people that love crates, there's some people that hate crates, and there's some people that are like, why do I need a crate? Well, let me put it to you this way. I want you to think about this journey from your puppy's perspective, okay? Your puppy currently is in an environment with its mom and its siblings, and it's learning everything that it needs to know about how to be a dog, right? Its mom's starting to give him guidelines, boundaries. The mom will start to say no to things. It'll make sure that the puppy's learning all the proper things. And then it's got its siblings there, so it's learning about dominance and submission and play, and it's practicing things like hunting and chasing and killing. Oh my gosh, the stuff it's learning right now. It's so exciting. And then you're at home, you're eagerly waiting for this puppy to come home, and it's learning all this stuff about like how to be a dog, right? And now you're gonna walk into its life and you're gonna love them. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love this puppy because it's a puppy. It's adorable, right? And you're gonna rip that puppy from everything that it knows. You're gonna stick it in a car, you're gonna drive to your new home, and you're gonna probably let the puppy into your house and you're gonna say, hey, mi casa, su casa, puppy. This is your new home. And your puppy is going to be like, what? Like, well, what? Right? And you can't help it. You can't help it because you're a good person and you're a kind human being, and you want this puppy to know that, hey, puppy, I want you to know that this is your new life. You get all of this stuff. I bought you all these toys. I bought you all this stuff. I got you this cool dog bed. And this whole entire house is your new kingdom, puppy. And your puppy's gonna be freaked out. Yeah, they're gonna be freaked right out. First of all, it's gonna be missing its mom. That's gonna be a thing that's gonna happen. It's gonna miss its mom. You can't help that. I mean, it'll get over it. Don't get me wrong, it'll get over it. But, it's gonna miss its mom, it's gonna miss its siblings, and on top of it, you've given it this whole big thing that now it has to figure out. What am I supposed to do with all this space? What do I do here? And it doesn't have the answers. Your puppy won't have the answers. So it's gonna start testing. It's gonna be like, what happens if I do this? Can I chew on this? Should I pee over here? I don't know what I'm supposed to do over here. Should I get in the clean laundry? Should I dig that up? Should I rip up some stuff? What happens then? It won't know the answers to that. So the best advice that I can give you, the first thing that you need to think about before your puppy comes home is you need to think about getting the puppy a crate. And what happens when you give this puppy a crate? It's not about the confinement, although the confinement is important. The confinement is important for the dog's safety, okay? Not just housebreaking. It's much easier to housebreak a puppy in a crate, right? The idea that it won't soil where it sleeps is true. But more importantly, you have to think about safety. But I want you to think about it from a psychological point of view, from the puppy's point of view. if you bring it home to this new environment, away from its mom, away from its sibling, it's completely overwhelmed, it doesn't know what to do, and then you say, here, have all this space, it's not going to know what to do with that. You know, your puppy's going to be freaked out by that. But if instead, hopefully your breeder or the place you got it from will give you something that smells like where it used to be, like its mom or its other siblings, like a blanket or something that smells like them. And then you create this lovely little crate and you put in the smelly thing that smells like home, and they have just this little space that for at least a little while they can go, oh, this smells familiar. I can calm down because this smells familiar. And it's not this big overwhelming thing. And then as your puppy starts to feel more comfortable, then you can, you know, give the puppy a little bit more space and a little bit more freedom. But I'll tell you right now, psychologically, from the puppy's point of view, you're gonna overwhelm them. And you're gonna get a puppy that's gonna start exploring and doing things and making mistakes that you're constantly gonna have to correct. And you don't wanna start a relationship off where everything is no, right? Your puppy goes a piece of, no, don't do that. No, don't chew this. No, don't go over here. No, don't go on the carpet. You don't want that. You don't want that. Nobody wants to start off a relationship like that. Don't start a relationship off with no. That's not fun. No is important. Don't get me wrong. Don't confuse this. Don't confuse this. I'm not saying that, you know, don't ever tell your puppy no. I'm just saying you don't want to start off that way. So you want to set your puppy up for success. And the best way that I can tell you to set your puppy up for success is with a crate. Now, this lovely lady right here, this lovely little lady right here is probably the last puppy that I ever purchased. And I got this puppy from a phenomenal breeder. Oh my gosh, this was the best breeder because she was also a trainer. Not gonna lie, she was also a trainer and she knew behavior. Like, she was brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So this puppy came home to me already exposed to a crate. She already not only was exposed to a crate, she liked a crate. She loved her crate. She knew to go kennel up in her crate as a baby. Like 8 weeks old. This little chick already knew it. And top it all off, she knew 10 commands. 10 whole commands. It was amazing. Now, downside was those commands were in French, and I'm not bilingual, but my dog is. If I could remember what those French commands were. Anyway, my point is, if you've got a fantastic breeder, they're already going to start to do all of those things for you. They're going to start to take the puppy away from its litter mates and its mom for short amounts of time and introduce it to a crate. Maybe start feeding it in a crate so it gets this positive association with crates. And then you're going to be set. Oh my gosh, you're going to be set. This was the easiest puppy I've ever had to raise, and that was because, fundamentally because of the work that the breeder did before I got this home. It's true. That is my advice for you. The thing I want you to start to think about right now is crate training. I'm going to link up on this video the video that was done on the Dog Trainer Mastermind. It's going to be a Q&A about puppies, but it's also going to include, I think there's also a video about crate training and that sort of thing. I'm going to link all of that up so you have that as a resource. I'm going to put it here on this page for you once I find it. But that's going to accompany all of this stuff. But that is going to be my number one advice. The best advice I can ever give you. Crate, 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 crate is your friend. Crate is your friend. That's a little song, a little ditty. Just put that in your head. Okay? All right. So that is it for this episode of Fake Fireside Chats with Tracy and Rue, the most incredible puppy I ever had. Hashtag good breeders are the bomb. Just gonna say that. Okay? Join us next week when we're probably going to continue on this talk about puppies. I'm not sure what the topic is going to be, but it'll be about puppies. Maybe you have a question you want to know about puppies, a specific question about bringing home your puppy. Let me know. Hit me up in the comments below, and I will answer that question for you next week on...